Our next inductee is one of the real pioneers of Binghamton's very first television station, Mr. Bill Parker.
It all started in a small radio station in a little town in upstate New York.
Bill Parker, master of radio and television in Binghamton, has had an illustrious career that has spanned more than 60 years. He's called the Dean of Broadcasting, and it's easy to see why.
The words I live by, magic and determination. If I can't do it right the first time, I'm going to go back and do it again.
Bill has been a fixture in local broadcasting and has gained the admiration of the community. No matter where he goes, people stop to talk and reminisce with him.
It's my pleasure to present to you the key to the city of Binghamton. And
I believe that my success in the business over the years has been good because of my intent to treat people with respect, to trust and be loyal to them.
How many people stop you in the course of a week?
Oh, every day. Yeah. They always have a memory. They have a thought that they recall.
After serving in the Army, Bill attended Columbia College, where half of the professors were radio professionals.
The skills that I learned just gave me that feeling of, I want to know more, I love what I'm doing, this is great, and I think even better times are coming.
And great times definitely came. After graduation, Bill moved to Utica for his first job on air and became good friends with Dick Clark.
Rock and roll.
The following year, Bill headed to WNBF Radio in Binghamton.
When I'm looking around this large TV studio, I'm thinking that my career started out in the radio business.
And exciting changes were in the air.
Everyone was talking about TV.
Well, welcome to our program anyway.
It was 1949 when WNBF TV went on the air as the first local television station in the area. And Bill was one of the pioneers in this brand new medium.
When we signed on television on December 1st of 1949, no script had been written before. It was also new, it was also different, and it was also awe-inspiring.
Local TV shows was the name of the game in the 50s, and Bill's first program was as the co-host of Chalk Talk. From there, Bill became the host of more shows.
Hi, boys.
Hi, Bill.
Thousands of children appeared on programs hosted by Parker, The Ranch Club, and then Captain Galaxy.
Those were the fun times, the fun days of doing a business and being we were just a big family.
The hallmark of his programs was Officer Bill, where he taught kids that policemen were there to help them. The show lasted until 1972. In the 70s, WNBF TV and WNBF Radio were sold to different owners. Parker decided to go back to his roots.
I stayed with radio. My life was devoted to one thing, and that's broadcasting and communication.
The Bill Parker Show became a fixture on the radio station. He was known for his show themes and excellent interviews.
Welcome, the King of Cowboys, Roy Rogers, Barry Manilow, welcomed.
For the next 20 years, Parker entertained and informed his listeners. Behind the scenes, he became program director and then operations manager.
Each decade had its own wonderful, imaginative, creative, and lovable theme. And that's what I loved about and still love about our business.
Parker retired from WNBF in 2010, but he continues to do occasional on-air work in local radio and commercial production.
I'm very fortunate, and I appreciate every day. Each day is a gift.
As the Hall of Fame's first ever inductee from the Southern Tier, I am pleased to present Bill Parker.
Thank you so much, everybody. Are you all happy today? What a great event, and what a great experience this is. I've thought for evening after evening, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to say thank you? How am I going to communicate with all of you? I just hope everybody that I've met here today is as happy as I am to be a part of this all. Michaela, my granddaughter, is the young lady that escorted me up here to kind of help me along. And I was so pleased to learn that she was going to go on into broadcasting herself at Syracuse University, the Newhouse School of Broadcasting. Isn't that something? Where are you, Michaela? You're over with my family. It was a big surprise to me to learn that, and she is so excited about it. This is now her junior year coming up, and I'm excited for her to think that she's going to follow along. When we talked about this evening and get together, or afternoon rather, I thought to myself, what am I going to... First of all, broadcasters are storytellers. We're all telling stories, whether they be about the hometown, whether they be about the country. And my story, a little bit of it today, starts with when I started in Utica and met Dick Clark, who was a graduate of the Newhouse School of Broadcasting back in 1947 and 48. At that time, I didn't know much about him. He was at a station up the street. We didn't work together, but we met a lot. And that one year, I said to him, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you because I auditioned and taken a job in Binghamton, New York. They're starting up a TV station there, Channel 12. So I'm leaving, so I shook his hand to say goodbye, and he said, well, Bill, I'm leaving too. I'm going back to Philadelphia at WFIL. They have a program, something like a bandstand show, that I'm going to start doing. And we shook hands and said goodbye, but we always stayed friends. And what a great communicator he has always been. That's what the broadcasting business to me has been, a love of understanding people, to being with people, because I love people. And this award to me is just outstanding. The only thing I'd like to share is the fact that each segment of each decade of my career has brought about something different. The 50s, as you just saw on the film, the 60s, and then the 70s coming along. Walter Cronkite in 1962 was hosting a TV station, the introduction of the politicians to television. Before that, politicians were in smoke-filled rooms, shirt sleeves, sweaty shirts, and that kind of communication. Walter Cronkite in 1962 said, you are coming out of that closet or out of that back room. Make sure you have a tie on, straighten your suit up, because you're going to be on a thing called television, and we're going to discuss politics, not in the back room, but out in front. And that was the start of the news area of television. Before that, there were shows like I Love Lucy and the Ed Sullivan Show and all those creative, fun comedy programs. In the 60s, television changed over to the news orientation. I was not a news person. I was a station and an area personality. I switched over to radio because talk radio was beginning to make its appearance. In fact, that was touched upon slightly here this afternoon. So the station split from its ownership, and I stayed with the AM and FM side and became a program director and in charge of programming and so forth, and also on the air doing talk radio, and that was through the 80s and 90s. My final thought is to thank so much the committee for inviting me and to electing me and awarding me all of this. I am highly, highly thankful. And to my family, much of it here today, I love them. I love my family. I miss my wife of over 55 years, who often was so much a part of my career in helping me to be successful. We went into traveling and so forth. She passed on here a while back, and probably looking on down now and saying, Bill, don't tell those stories again. I'm sick of hearing them. If you tell them one more time, I'm going to walk right out of here. And she did. Love you. Love you all. God bless you. Thank you.
Bill, this way. This way. Right off here. Congratulations. Great job. Great job.